Oh, or we can just get right into it. Okay, how about that? Unprepared. I didn't realize we were doing nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cracking a Cold One with Colbs, the segment where I drink a beer and John tells the audience something that he finds fun, interesting, or entertaining otherwise. John, what do you have for the audience tonight? I'm going to drink this beer.
Gobes, a little restaurant called Geraldine's over here in Chicopee, Mass, throwing up the $5 boneless bowls, any flavor during the big game on Sunday. Not that that means anything to anybody that's listening in any other states, but what I'm trying to say is go over to your local favorite bar or pub, go check out the Super Bowl. It's fun. Guess where I'm going to be? At Kolb's house for the Super Bowl. Guess what Michelle is making? Bread by the loaves. Guess what I'm going to eat?
There's
all
two
the
loaves of
bread
here right
in
now, John.
the house. Kolb's, what the hell time does the Super Bowl even start?
Usually I think it's like 6:25, 6:35, 6:40. It's always somewhere in the mid sixes.
Before you jump into Cracking a Cold One with Kolb's, are we finally going to get the chance to watch Halloween Kills?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, I worked till 3:30 that day, so I'm not even going to be home till a little after 4, maybe even a little bit later than that. No, we're not going to have enough time to cram a movie in there.
After the Super Bowl.
Oh, after it? Maybe. I don't have work till 10 the next day.
Ooh. Johnny
So,
Likey.
John, cracking a cold one tonight. As you know, John, and this is actually going to be a little bit of a topic for what we're going to dive into right after cracking a cold one here. I have a new job, essentially. Still same place, just got
Congratulations.
promoted. Yep. So I
Cheers.
am now okay. Another cheers. All right. Yep. Cracking a cold with cold. Got it.
Swig of tea.
All right. So I realized I'm like, oh man, I really like what I'm doing right now. This is actually really cool. This is a fun job for me. So I was thinking about it. Dream jobs, right? And that's the topic of conversation that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But what this has done for me, because I had been on such a schedule of working till 9 p.m. every night and staying up till like 2, 3 in the morning every night.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on this consecutive kick of, 8 a.m. stuff, which I actually prefer. I much prefer 8 a.m. than working until 9 p.m. However, my body has not adjusted. I've been able to go to bed a lot earlier, but I'm still going to bed at like 12:30, 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not great getting up at 6:30. So guess who, after not having one for 10 months, has now had 4 Red Bulls in the last week?
Ooh.
He's got a thumb and he points at himself a lot.
Does it help you?
Oh, well, here's the thing, John. The reason that I stopped drinking these things is because it'll give me like the shakes and it makes me feel terrible. It has not happened to me at all this week. I have not gotten that. I've been a little jittery and I've noticed that my hand's been a little bit shaky. This is me doing this, by the way, not to freak you out.
Okay,
So,
I was going to say, Jesus, bro, you all right?
No, but it does get almost like that when I'm at work from time to time after drinking one of those. But it's actually fueled me pretty well. But I didn't want to go back to the Red Bull. And I'm actually starting to think to myself, as much as I hate the taste of just trying to get into coffee, just so that I can get something that's not going to be like shooting into my veins like straight cocaine. Because Red Bull, I mean, yeah, it gives you wings. Like, that is not bullshit, man. And I'm drinking the little like 8-ounce guys too. Like, I'm not even drinking the big cans or anything. I'm drinking the tiniest amount of these things. And I'm still just like, let's go.
I love it.
Oh my God, man. I was so proud of myself. I had just gone off them entirely. And granted, I haven't for years been somebody that drinks them every day, but I had gotten so far removed from them that I just wasn't having them at all for literally probably 10 to 12 months. And then I broke. And once I broke, it's just been like a daily thing. It's like, oh, it's fine. I could just stay up and I only need 6 hours of sleep anyway. I'll get in there. I'll just have a Red Bull. I'm like, damn it. So I got to adjust the sleep schedule.
And it don't work that way.
No, it doesn't. But John, going back to my thought of the dream jobs, I was thinking, I'm like, because this could be a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And I'm curious, John, what are some of the things that would come to mind for you as a dream job?
100% what immediately comes to my mind is an 80s hair band DJ. to be dressed up, to go out there, be the opening person, be hosting like the arm wrestling competitions and all
You
that,
would
kind of
be
like,
so good at that.
yeah, I think I would be, right? And
That's a job that has a dream employee, and it's you.
yeah, so I mean, I think that would be a blast to be able to host those, but definitely a 80s hairband DJ. That would be my dream job.
I mean, do you have
Um,
other ones though? Because here's the other thing about dream jobs is that I think everybody can have several. I don't think that this is something where you're locked in. No, I have one dream job. Because if I'm just picking one thing, it would be doing this professionally.
I would say professionally, more of like a training space. I love developing people and all that, but then also too, it would be awesome to be able to just me and you have conversations like this where like actually paid and we were able to chill and go to
And
like
have people
different
that can
sporting
go get
events and
information for us so I don't have to sit here killing myself trying
yeah.
to find stats to bring up to everybody and talk about and
I don't
bring
have
up
to edit
trends.
anything. That would be
Oh
nice.
god, yeah, producer. Yeah, it would be awesome if all we had to do was come in, read through our show notes, maybe put some input in there, and then go have a
Yes.
conversation for a couple hours a day. That
Cold,
would
you
be
got it.
phenomenal. Like that's my dream. But I mean, there are like several things that I think of that I'm like, man, that's got to be cool as hell. Like for one, I feel like being security for like any like a band or
That
security
would be
for
cool.
yeah, or even for like for lower end like broadcasters. So like the thing that I actually want to do,
Stephen A.
even being their secure. Yeah, if I was walking around and I'm the guy that hey, if you want to get near Stephen A, you got to talk to me. And if you just try to barge your way in there, you're getting a little shoving. Like I would love to do that for a job. That would be awesome.
Be like, hey, 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 whoa, 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 hey, hey.
Yeah. Hey, hands off of Stephen A.
He's gonna hear this and he's gonna go, you know what? I like your attitude. I like this guy's attitude right now. That shifty hippo guy, I don't know what you say about him, but I like him.
Well, he's going to be disappointed when he finds out I'm 5'4".
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's kind of where some of that that dream might not work out for me. But like I know a lot of people say shit like, "Oh, I want to be an astronaut." Like,
No,
why do you want to be an astronaut?
that doesn't
Like,
seem interesting to me.
no,
Like
not at
if
all.
an alien actually approaches, like you know what I mean? Like stuff gets real. I don't want to be on that end of it. I
Well,
don't.
okay, so John, but you're even going into something that nobody's actually physically seen. Just think of what we have physically seen in space. It's a whole lot of nothing. And
Yeah.
you know what? When you get to all those other little balls in the sky that are planets, it turns out that the weather is not anything like it is here. Turns out that it is hell on all of them. Like they all just
Yeah.
have their own different variety of hell. I want nothing to do with any of it. I don't want to find a black hole anywhere that nobody found out about yet. I don't want any of that. Everything about space is just absolutely terrifying. And I don't even like flying. You think I'm going to go up to space? No, hell no. Get out of here.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, same here, man. I'm not down with that. It's a little bit different. It would be cool to be in space to at least be able to kind of float around like Casper the Ghost and be like, ooh. Like at first, like Cobes was sleeping and I could kind of float in the spaceship and be like, ooh,
No,
Cole.
I could tell you I wouldn't like any of it. I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like anything about that. There is just everything about that place is just a total no, no, hell no.
You know what? I'm with you there. I'm good on Earth. Like, it's kind of cool here. I don't need to explore. Some people have, yeah, some people are adventurous. That's a different kind of adventure. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean
We
that
don't.
was the first one that came to mind, but I think of that with like a lot. Like you think of all the prototypical things the kids say they want to be.
Mm,
They'll say things like they want to be a cowboy, which no, you don't. Like you have to do a lot in the way of the cleaning, feeding, taking care of
yeah,
animals in a way that you don't want to do that.
that seems like a hard life, man.
Those are big ass animals, by the way.
Big animals, and it seems like a very hard life. It don't seem that much fun.
Kids always say they want to be a police officer. I don't really want to be a police officer. I feel like they have a lot to deal with. I don't want to have all those problems. Like
No,
that seems pretty terrible. They'll say they want to be a firefighter. Yeah, okay. Run into the flaming building. Yeah, that sounds great. No, I want nothing to do with that.
Correctional officer. Yeah, I don't want to be locked up.
That's actually what I wanted to be when I was a teenager.
What?
Yeah, I wanted to be a CO, and I was actually starting to meet COs that, would have probably put in a good word for me. But what I found out is two things. One of which they all look exactly like me, which was kind of funny. And I mean that being like they are all literally my same exact height and build, all of them, every single one. And the other part of that, and then it's funny, we got our buddy Tony that is, and he's 6'6", 300 pounds. But
Complete exception.
yeah. But the other thing that I noticed is all these guys were in their 40s and 50s, and they seemed like they were pretty miserable. And
Yeah.
I decided, you know what? I don't want to get to that age and have that outlook on life. They just don't seem like they're enjoying anything at all. And even when they're done with it, some of these guys are like recently retired and they're talking to me and they're just everything that's still left in their life, they can't enjoy it because they've already gone, they've seen too much. It's gone. All the happiness, all the joy, it's just gone. I'm like, okay, never mind. That is going to not be what I do. And instead, I am a retail manager.
Hey, retail, baby. Same here. Which, cheers again to Cope's recent promotion. Congratulations being back in that, echelon of management or supervisor role, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, less than salary, but yeah, we'll take it. I think this is a perfect spot for me right now. So, John, I know you wanted to talk a little bit more about our Super Bowl plans because I think that
Yes.
Super Bowl planning is an integral part of the Super Bowl. You have to make sure you're doing it right. And even if that plan is just that you're going to watch the game by yourself, nothing wrong with that. But you got to make sure that you know the game plan. Now, Michelle did this a little bit further in advance than I wish that she would have, only because.
Are you working?
Well, I'm working. John, we just talked about this.
I don't
3:30,
remember.
I'm out.
Okay.
You just asked me if we'd have enough time to watch the movie Halloween Kills.
At night. That's what I was focused on.
But you already forgot the 3:30 part. Okay. So.
Because 3:30 is time to Purdy. That doesn't register. If it was 3:45,
point
I
of
would
being
have
is she made these plans like 2-3 months ago. She was texting you guys like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
No. A couple of weeks.
Oh, really? Oh, that's all it's been?
That's it.
Because she was asking me about a month ago. She's like, "What are you doing for the Super Bowl?" I'm like, "There's nobody I know that comes up with plans this far in advance unless it's a bachelor party." That's the only time. Yeah,
you have
it's the only time that we've come up with plans that far in advance. So whatever. That is what it is. But I'm psyched. You're going to be over here. I think she might have another couple or two couples coming over here too. But I'm psyched to have you here. This is going to be really fun. And this brings me into the part that I really wanted to get into, John. Snacks. So everybody does what they consider to be the Super Bowl meal. And granted, I'm down with the basics on this. Super Bowl day is the biggest day in the pizza delivery industry in the world. So
in wings, right?
Yes, and wings. Yes, naturally. They go hand in hand.
Yep.
So I'm totally good if there's pizza, wings, and then it gets to the
bread.
sides and the snacks. John with the bread. Yes, of course, John. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you. She has 2 loaves of bread that are just sitting here. So you're going to get some bread. And she also just made some cornbread and something else. So there's all sorts of bread right now.
Yes.
But John, the main key that I need to dive into here is I know, like, for example, that a lot of people like doing the buffalo chicken dip. I myself, I think it's okay. I don't love it. It's not my favorite. All the words together sound great because I love buffalo chicken. I love dip, but I don't actually think it makes a great dip. And I'm just curious what you got for things that you enjoy about Super Bowls. I'll tell you one for me is that big ass grinder, like that thing that they have to cut up into like 12 different pieces. Give me that. And I don't even care what kind of grinder it is. I'll figure it out.
People don't like that big, huge grinder that you're talking about, right? It's built up on a platter. Nobody ever there's always leftovers. It's never always gone. There's always that. Let's just say the Super Bowl goes till, I don't know, 9:30 p.m., right?
A little bit after.
A little bit after. So at midnight, you're guaranteed to have a piece of that grinder that was cut up from 3
Oh,
in the
yeah.
afternoon left over.
Yep.
And some people are like, yeah, it's been sitting out for a couple
Don't
hours. I
care.
don't know.
I love a good sandwich. I love a good sandwich. You cannot turn me off of a good sandwich, John.
You know what's cool? The little mini hot dogs things, or the mini little sliders, like
That's
the
a good
cheeseburger
one.
slider.
Oh, yeah, the sliders is a good way to go too, because I'll be honest, especially if you're going to do the pizza and the wings, I don't want you to do full burgers at that point because now we've gone too much into heavy stuff. Like I'm not going to be able to walk for 4 days if I'm eating burgers, pizza, and wings. But you're talking little sliders. Hell yeah, I'm in on that. That's good stuff. That's a good way to go. Hot dogs, I think, is always a good way to go. They take up less than a full burger does. They're a pretty solid piece.
Boneless wings.
Yep, I'm with that too. I like bone-in wings, just maybe not as much as the next guy, but I prefer boneless for the most part. And Super Bowl Sunday is the perfect day for the boneless wing. It's basically, I mean, think of it this way: even if you just did like popcorn chicken that's got like a buffalo dipping sauce, I'm good with that. Like there are
Mm.
several ways to go in that route, but it's all about the little snacks like that. And you have to have the little platter of your crackers, your salami, your cheese, all that fun stuff. Because I think that should be pretty much presented at every event that ever takes place. I think there should always be crackers with a meat and cheese available.
I agree with you 100%. That is like the guarantee. Various cheeses, crackers and cheese, warm them up in the microwave if you have to. That is the mint snack. I don't know. The Super Bowl and food, they go hand in hand. And of
They
course,
do.
beers. I want to know how many people end up calling out the next day after Super Bowl.
Well, that's
After the Super Bowl.
there's been a lot of talk about trying to get the Super Bowl moved to Saturday just because so many more people have Sundays off.
That's a good point.
And yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up. That reminds me, I should probably get like 230s and just store them now until the Super Bowl, just because I don't want to have to run out like the day before and find out that they don't have any more 30s of Coors Light.
Cobes, I'll bum some off of you too. So yeah, I'll
Oh,
contribute to
good.
the fund. So you might want to get those two that you just talked about. How's that?
Yeah, it's a pretty solid idea. But John, I know you wanted to talk about our plans for it a little bit more. Did you have anything else in mind, particularly?
Yes. So obviously food, lots of bread. All right, we're gonna be able to chill. We're gonna have to make up a little bit of a video, short little video on Instagram or something for everybody for the
Yeah, that'll
Super
be cool.
Bowl. That would be a good time. And we'll see what Zach and Hector are up, what they're up to for Super Bowl Sunday too. So that'd be cool, even if they're doing something to jump in there for a couple of minutes. If I'm there with you in person, I think that'd be fun. The Super Bowl halftime ads. Do you have any of those that
Oh
stand
my
out to you?
God, dude. Me and Michelle are psyched. Oh my God, yes. Oh, give it to me. Dre, Snoop, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, my boy Eminem,
Yeah,
and Kendrick Lamar's the other one in there, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be the best halftime show maybe ever. Going to be honest.
It's gonna be good, man. It's a random one because it came out of nowhere. Because you would figure it would be all like the current artists and stuff, but
Yeah,
it
they said bleep that. We're doing late 90s hip hop.
which that was, a lot of people still love that. So that style is probably
Michelle
gonna
is
come back.
just as pumped as I am. She listens to Dre and Snoop more than I do. So this is going to be fun, man. I can't wait for this.
And I'm excited to see the ads. I love them because they're always exotic and they're really weird and they
Yeah,
test the limits.
I go
So
back and forth with the ads because sometimes here's one thing that bothers me is for the amount of money that these companies pay to have their sponsored ad on the Super Bowl, you spend that much and you just kind of gave me something cheesy real quick. There's always a couple of them that are great. There's a couple winners every year, but there's so many that just are underwhelming.
well, you can always bank on the Budweiser ad no matter what, every
Yeah.
single year. And it always has like a Budweiser Clydesdale in it. So
Yeah.
you can,
Those are big ass horses, by the way. You ever seen one of those in person?
oh, I have. They had them at the Big E actually over there
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Springfield.
that's okay. That's exactly where I've seen them before. Those things are Huge.
I've been up at the Budweiser Brewery up in Merrimack, New Hampshire too. So, ladies and gents, if you're in that area, go check it out. It's pretty cool. So, I've seen them up there, but they are massive. They make us look like ants. So
Yeah,
you don't want to get close
and
to
that's
those.
6'4" John saying that. Imagine what they look like next to me. I don't
Yeah.
come up to their bodies.
Yeah, that like you get a kick and you're done. It's game over. Like that's
They're
it.
skyscrapers with hooves.
That's it. Yeah. Yep. If you want to scare people away from the idea of Christmas time, like just say reindeers are that big and no one will ever believe in Christmas ever again because they'll be terrified. It'll be Krampus. It won't be Christmas. It won't be Saint Nick.
It's actually a good point, John. So the last thing that I really wanted to talk about here before we get out of here tonight, John, is Radio Row. And first off, I'll start. Do you know what Radio Row is?
No.
Okay. So Radio Row is when every major broadcasting company, so your ESPNs, your Fox Sports, your CBS Sports, all these guys, they send out their people to wherever the Super Bowl is. And there's just this area that you have all the broadcasters in America. You have sports writers. You have, like, I know Jim Rome's out there right now. There's all sorts of guys that are out there, and they're doing their show from Radio Row. It's the biggest week of the year for most of these guys because you have to have on all the celebrities that show up come Super Bowl time just to be a part of it. Because again, it's kind of like the Kentucky Derby in this way, the Super Bowl is. And you get the opportunity for those celebrities. You get chances for giving your own game predictions. You get to interview different players throughout the course of the week. You get access to things that you don't get access to 11 months out of the year. Really, 51 weeks out of the year. You get it this week. So these guys go out there, and it's just like a trample fest. Everybody's just trying to get people over the other guys. Everybody's just trying to win the day. Everybody's trying to win the week. It's unbelievable. But to me, it just looks like such a sad place because, a few times now I've gotten to see Radio Row from camera. And it's just a whole bunch of tiny ass tables put together that have just like more electronics and cameras and shit going on than anything else. And poor lonely ass guy over there with the microphone. Half the time, sometimes you know who it is, sometimes you don't. And I'm just like, some of these little guys, they basically get a picnic table and there's just wires hanging out everywhere. And they're sitting there. Nobody will come join their table. And they're just talking from Radio Row to be a part of it. They have to pay money to even be there. So, or the company does that sends them there anyway. It's one of these things to me that every year, even though I think it would be really cool to be a part of it, I also look at it and I'm like, unless you're like the guy, I don't see how this would be really that great of an experience.
Where is it? New York?
Well, they do it wherever the Super Bowl is. So this year it's in Los Angeles.
Gotcha. So it travels wherever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know the backstory on it. It just sounds like something like New York, like a Jimmy Fallon, like Radio City. Like it just sounds like Radio Row. You just assume New York or Los Angeles.
No, that's understandable. But no, it just travels to wherever the Super Bowl is. They also do something that travels with the Super Bowl called the NFL Experience, where it's kind of like they set up a week-long theme park revolving around NFL stuff. I still somewhere have a football because I went there. Oh God, I think it was definitely one of Brady's. It was either Brady's second or third Super Bowl. So I have a football that's got all the scores and teams of every Super Bowl from Super Bowl I up until that Super Bowl. I've got they have different little skills competitions. They got like a punt, pass, kick kind of thing. They got things where you're running through like a little course and then throwing footballs, in different places of it. And it accumulates a score based on your time and how accurate you were. All sorts of cool stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Well, ladies and gents, you're going to have to check us out over there at Radio Row. Not really. We're not going to be there.
Yeah, you're going to check us out from our living rooms.
Yeah, you're going to check us out from the living room. So, Colbs, let's go ahead here. Let's get this thing wrapped up. Ladies and gents, enjoy the Super Bowl. Have some fun. All right, rate, review, subscribe. Reach out to us. We've seen the increase in listens, Colbs. I know you've seen it. I've seen it. Thank you for checking us out. Yeah. So, jackandcan@gmail.com if you want to be involved in the show. Go ahead and send us a message, jackandcan.com, everywhere, Jack and Can on social media. Colbs, This has been another episode of
Checked and canned.